When I was climbing Aconcagua in Argentina, Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mont Blanc in France, Elbrus in Russia, Annapurna in Nepal, it was a very difficult time because I need to train the body through food, nutrients, elements for endurance and physical sports. I want to share with you some things that I did related with the elements and nutrients and the way of preparation to become strong enough to endure whatever sport you are doing in whatever field you are activating. So when it comes to staying healthy, exercising regularly is one of the most beneficial activities that you can include in your routine, but you know that. For example, sport brings you with a lot of benefits for the body and all the internal processes, so that's why it is important to stay active through the day and form your routine that allows you to be consistent day by day, hour by hour. So in addition to improving our overall health, the main benefit of regular physical activity is reducing in the future the risk of chronic conditions such as cardiovascular diseases. Physical activity gives us the opportunity to relax and feel better whatever you are doing individual or group sports. So whatever you are a professional, amateur or just a weekend athlete like sometimes I'm doing, the food you eat is a major factor influencing your performance. For athletes at any level, food is the body's fuel, and eating the right types and amounts at the right time is the key. Eat healthy, choose whole foods, and plan your meals and snacks where so they fuel your any kind of performance. That's why I'm here. I'm Alex, and on this channel you'll find practical information and not so very well known to the medical new world, and quick and very powerful, natural and almost for free remedies for several physical internal disorders. This video is a practical guide verified by me and does not represent a cure for any disease, dysfunction or physical condition. That's why please talk to your doctor first before starting to consume the things down below I will share with you mentioned in this video. So if you are ready, let's go. So my dear friends, I want to share the first thing with you that it will help you to improve your endurance in whatever sports or physical activity you want to do more than other people around. The first thing is non-expanded oat or Barclay flakes with electrolytes. It is a healthy source of carbohydrates and is the most important source of energy for athletes. Oatmeal also contains soluble fiber that helps remove fat and cholesterol from our sacred blood. They have the property of maintaining the feeling of satiety for a prolonged period of effort, such as training or competition. Oatmeal is mostly used in breakfast recipes, but the most beneficial recipe is following. You can have a porridge like 200 grams of oat flakes, 600 milliliters of water or unpasteurized milk, spices and salt of mine if you can have it for the taste. You can add powder from essential minerals for the body like electrolytes, which is a combination of sodium, potassium, magnesium and calcium. And the best ones you can find from the market are the ones without the flavors and without fillers, so pay attention to that. Like method of preparation, you can put the oatmeal with the milk or water in the large pot on a medium heat and add salt and whatever spices you prefer to taste and mix gently with a wooden spoon. After it begins to boil, turn the heat to low and allow another 5 minutes for the mix, and during this time you can add 1 tablespoon of electrolyte powder and swirl it constantly with the spoon. Leave it to cool for another 5 to 10 minutes and then consume it for daily breakfast. The second thing I want to share with you is what I was finding in Mexico, in Argentina, is pinole. Pinole is a typical pre-Hispanic food which comes from the Aztec Indians people who spread it through the South Mesoamerica in ancient times, more than 1000 years ago. So So this pinole is a food used by the world's greatest runners, Tarahumara tribe from Mexico. So here is how I prepare it. I put 300 to 400 grams of cornmeal in a hot pan without water, and I mix it with a spoon for 10 to 15 minutes until it turns into brown color. So I'm not frying it, so you don't fry it, and pour into a blender this cornmeal which it becomes brown, and pour it into a blender with 2 tablespoons of Sri Lankan of Ceylon cinnamon, 2 heaping tablespoons of honey, and 5 tablespoons of chia seeds. You can add also almonds, cocoa powder, and nuts or other condiments or seeds or nuts if you prefer. So you can mix all this content to the blender and remove the mix and make meatballs from the composition they came out of the blender. So put these meatballs on a tray and leave it in the oven preheated to 160 degrees Celsius for approximately 15 minutes. And after you take them out, you can keep them into the fridge for 1 month and eat it daily, like a few meatballs if you prefer, like lunchtime. You'll have a lot of energy after that. The first thing I want to share with you, my dear friends, it's kind of common, but it will be helpful to talk about eggs. Eggs are also very rich in amino acids, which are playing an important role in our rapid muscle recovery. Raw eggs are extremely useful for the body to do a rich composition, and due to the lack of the heat treatment, vitamins and minerals and trace elements are preserved in large quantities in them. The high protein content also causes rapid muscle growth, which athletes often use when swinging in the gym. The substance from the eggs is an excellent building material for the muscle fibers. Raw eggs are a dietary product, therefore, that are recommended for use during weight loss or slimming. A diet that includes egg drinks allow you to not lose weight, but also to build muscle even if you don't do intense sport. Eggs fried in oil are much more harmful because they raise blood cholesterol quite a bit and increases caloric intake. In the other manner, quail eggs are rich in nutrients, and birds are less likely than chickens to suffer from infections, diseases, and it's recommended to drink a raw chicken egg or 2 or 3 or 4, like I'm doing, quail eggs every day on an empty stomach. Sometimes I'm eating like up to 8 quail eggs like this. So eating eggs in the morning on an empty stomach instead of breakfast, sometimes it will help to normalize the activity of the stomach and saturates the body with vitamins. So if you cannot eat raw eggs, then you can boil in the water for 2 minutes, almost free, but not more, to get soft boiled eggs, because they are the best. The fourth thing, my dear friends, is to have extra virgin olive oil. Why? Because it contains euloropane, which is a phenol that makes white fat cells act more like brown fat cells. More exactly, the more brown fat cells you have, or the more fat you have that behaves like brown fat cells, the more you'll burn many calories and you'll have a lot of muscles in your body, so more endurance to do. Olive oil also increases, the extra virgin one, increases your jewelry. By having bigger testicles doesn't indicate much, but having heavier testicles indicates more testosterone production. Extra virgin olive oil helps the Leydig cells in the testicles to increase in weight by absorbing more cholesterol from the blood, and the testicles use this cholesterol to produce testosterone. Olive oil also increases the insulin sensitivity, and there are many ways to consume more olive oil. The most effective and most well known is to put into salads or other vegetables into the oven and then simply take, or sometimes like I'm doing in the morning, I simply take 2 or 3 spoons, big spoons in the morning or between the meals of extra virgin olive oil, or cook with it at a low temperature. The 5th thing I want to share with you to endure more into whatever sports you are doing or climb the highest mountain in the world if you want is to put some turmeric in your food. So this spice will reduce muscle fever and accelerate a recovery. Turmeric seems to be a good food for everything. As far as we are concerned, it relieves the pain associated with the muscle soreness because it reduces the risk of injury and increases the speed of muscle recovery. So sprinkle turmeric when making oatmeal, egg smoothies, coffee or baked goods. It's very tasty and very productive. You can add this spice like powder form in any food or protein shakes, and you can cook directly with their roots if you can find them in some shops. The roots are better than the powder because the powder they are usually not so productive like nutrients and efficiency for our blood, for our cells. The 6th thing, my dear friends, is ginseng and ginger drink. Ginseng, it improves the cognitive processes and physical performance. Many sports and many athletes all over the world have some drops or some supplements of good amount or good dosage of ginseng. So this ginseng, it will normalize also the blood sugar levels, so you will avoid diabetes in the future. These properties from the ginseng are provided by the presence of active polysaccharides and ginseноids in the root of this species. Ginseng can be eaten raw, but it's kind of difficult more in the Tibetan and Chinese countryside. Sometimes they are eating raw, but lightly you can do also steamed or drunk as a tea. To do this is enough to add hot water over a few slices of fresh ginseng and let everything to infuse for a few minutes, like 15 minutes at most. Ginseng is revigorating and vasodilatator by having a calming effect on your body and regulates the body's internal balance and helps in weight loss. For the ginger shake with ginseng, you will need 1 ginger root about the size of 1 or 2 fingers, 50 grams or 2 fingers of ginseng root, 1.5 liters of 3 pounds of water and 2 spoons of water. You can wash the ginger well and peel it, and then you cut it into pieces and add it into a blender with ginseng root, honey and water, but only 500 grams of water because 1 kilo you will be add after that. So put this composition into a blender and mix it and then strain into another bowl. It is completed with the rest of 1 kilo of water and left it to the permanent room temperature for 28 hours. So after you pull out the composition from the blender, you can add this 1 liter of water for the mix to be complete. After this period of 24 hours, you can consume it either plain or accompanied by a few ice cubes of a few mint leaves. My protocol is to drink like 1 cup, approximately 250 milliliters, like 1 glass, big glass, every day for 3 months, and you'll see result in your sports or physical or mental activity or whatever things you want to do more than others in your life. So if you want to know more about longevity, lifespan and life extension, or how the body will react to certain foods or elements, and if you want to live more, you can subscribe down below with the bell and you will receive most of the videos for your longevity for 120 years old, like I want to do. So may the progressive force be with you.